creativity is about being different. It's about how you feel you're different from others, or are you allowed to be different from others. Sometimes we interpret creativity simply as cognitive skills. We try to train them, teach you how to be creative, but the best prediction has to do with the ability of the thinking to respond to an environment that allows you to be different. So when people come from Asian countries, ask me, says, "Oh, you're an education expert in America. Tell me or show me how do you teach creativity? How do you teach creativity?" I said, "We don't teach creativity in America." So I wrote actually an op-ed piece in a newspaper, Detroit Free Press. I said, "Creativity cannot be taught, but it can be killed. American schools don't teach it better, we kill it less successfully." That's basically it. We don't kill it very much, So does entrepreneurship. It's the same way. We do not kill entrepreneurship as much. We allow you to do it. We put up with it because of tolerance. Also because of tolerance, we enable people to pursue their passion and their work as part of intrinsic motivation, not extrinsic motivation. If you remember the tiger mom story, a tiger mom, in essence, wants her children to be getting A's all the time, to beating everybody else. All actually Asian parents do this. Asian parents want kids to get good scores, pour a lot of time in helping their children succeed in schools, which does not really reward passion, which in essence is what I call outsourcing education standards to other society. You're in essence forcing the children to externalize all the drive, curiosity to get something externally. That's passion. And in terms of labor force, passion is very important. The quality of labor. I was with the National Center for Education and Economy. We're studying different countries' quality of labor force. And when we went to China, we visited a lot of these general managers of plants. They said one of the biggest problems they have is their workers do not have passion. The engineers do not have passion. They don't care about their work. Work is simply a job to them. They don't have this passion to do something better, extra work. Actually Google now, in Google, one of the best search criteria is about passion. When they hire people, they want to look at, do you have passion? Do you have spark in your eyes? Are you really interested in this? Or is this only a job? When I interview people for work for me, I ask them, of course they can lie, but I ask them something. I say, do you think you may think about this job, this work, in your morning shower? If you in your shower you're thinking about the work, you're passionate. You care about this thing, You're not just thinking about going to the job, So now, how do American schools cultivate what matters? This is the two things I discovered. I said the strength of American education has a lot of problems, but has great strength, which we should not destroy. This is the strength. I say at least BN, that's at least before No Child Left Behind. Okay. I don't know what No Child Left Behind has done to this traditional strength. There are two traditional strengths, in my understanding. One is we have multiple criteria of judging success. We have multiple criteria of judging the value of talent, of knowledge. And that's best reflected in school talent shows. So in Emporia, wherever you are from, when you have friends or colleagues, partners from other countries, when they ask you how does American education cultivate entrepreneurship and creativity, take them to your school talent shows. That's the best example of American educational philosophy. There's no standards, no accountability, no outcome measures. But what it has is, number one, it adopts the principle of multiple criteria for judging talents. It does not automatically say, this is valuable and that's not valuable. It does not automatically say, this is talent, that's not talent. We don't do that, at least at those times. Now, if you go to American school, in the school hallways, on the walls, you see student painting, student drawing, you go out in the sports, they have all kinds of those things, right? I'm most struck when my daughter was in her 5th grade. They had a STREAM program in Okemos, Michigan. Every child can get in the STREAM program. If you don't want the school even help you rent a violin if you don't have one. That's shocking coming from me, from China. From most other places, you cannot do that. There's no way you can do it. They will select you. So that's why you go to school talent, you get people doing the violin, doing singing, right? Doing dancing, doing karate, doing strange things like this. It's all part of what we call talent. Number 2, school talent just inspires passion and responsibility because it's one of the few things children get to choose what they want to do. American schools, even though I'm not happy with it yet, do allow students to make more decisions in their life than many other schools. To those children, a big problem with dropout rates in inner cities or other places is children are disengaged because the content has nothing to do with them. They don't say relevance. If there's no relevance to their life, they will not put that much time in this thing. I remember my daughter was in Montessori school until 3rd grade. She was always interested in going to school. After 4th grade, we moved to public school. School, of course, became more serious. She was always on the internet, checking the weather channel, looking for snow days. It's always changing. I said, how did that happen? It's responsibility. Of course, school challenges tolerate deviation. Cultivate entrepreneurship in the U.S., we need people who can invent jobs, not find jobs. We need entrepreneurs because 21st century, many jobs need to be reinvented. And entrepreneur means 3 things that makes entrepreneurship possible. I said confidence. Number 2, ability to understand others, identify opportunities. 3rd, social network. Do you have friends who help you develop those things in entrepreneur? In school talent shows, you always try to draft your friends, your neighbors to help you do something. The second philosophical principle in the U.S. education that constitutes strength, I like to share with people in Asia, and also I think it's important to preserve, is really a phrase I learned from my son's 1st grade teacher. He's now in college. He's doing great. Mrs. Margie Lippy, 1st grade teacher, said, I believe children like popcorn. People in Kansas should know what that means. That's a Michigan phrase, but Kansas should know. She said, some pop early and some pop late. It's beautiful, really. It's great, right? I was joking. I said, well, except the few who get burned, but everything is great. But think about that. That is a beautiful phrase, beautiful saying. That's a philosophy I bet most American educators' parents share. Children are different. Children come to schools different. Children have different aspirations, different personality, different temperament, different interest, and different levels of cognitive, physical development. Any research can tell you individual diversity because of biological, that's genetic, or environmental reasons, we are different. Therefore, in America, it's one of the few systems we allow 1st, 2nd, 3rd opportunities. Therefore, we do not sort children when they're 3 or 4 or 5. We carry them all the way to 12th grade. Even after that, you can still get a GED. You have a community college to go to. You can go to any place. You can get online stuff. This is fascinating. In many places, they don't have that. We sort them. We predetermine who they can be. American, this idea of individual differences. Now think about this common core standards. We have common core standards. Politically or rhetorically, you can think about common core standards as to provide the basic minimum kind of requirement for everyone to reach. But that violates this basic idea. If you impose on that, what happens, as many states have done, because of race to the top, they want to assess every child every 3 months. If you do not meet the common core basic expectation, I think Kansas does this already. If you don't meet the state expectation, what are you supposed to do? You deliver immediate interventions. Your violetness. Some kids grow faster, some grow shorter. This is, I kind of liken this to the idea, you take your children to a pediatrician and your child height is at 30th percentile of the national average. What are you going to do? You go home, you stretch your kid at night every day? It doesn't work that way. So you can't imagine. You have to respect this. So there are two things. Multiple criteria and accepting individual differences.